All right, I think we're good. Cool. Share the link. The beginning of my streams are always so interesting, I know. One of these days, I will figure out how things work, but today is not that day. And thus, if you're watching this back later, then you just get me talking to myself as I tell people that this has started. One person is here. Hello, person. Unless that's just me. I don't know how this works. I really don't. I'm a terrible YouTuber. Here we go. Alrighty. Get this going. Get this going. I also still need to decide what to draw because I did not pick that before I started. It's late and I'm tired. Today has been a day, so we're just winging it. We're winging everything. It's just that sort of day. Also forgot to check off my to-do list, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Dump all of it onto the desk. We die like men in this house. I don't know how men die, but we die like them. I feel like I dropped one. Well, I found my phone, so that accomplished something at least. All right. Shower. I did that today, as you can see. Can you also, if you can't hear me, this is as loud as I'm going to get because my husband is asleep in the next room and I'm not going to wake him up. Did I do yoga today? I did not. Did I eat a fruit or a vegetable? I did not. Oops. Oh well. Did I use moisturizer? I did. This is how I human. I write down all the things that one is meant to do as a human. And then I put a check mark by them if I did them. Did I do at least 5 dishes? Not yet, but I'm gonna hold out on that one. Did I check my daily thoughts list? I did. I didn't accomplish anything on it, but I added something to it, and that counts. Did I make tomorrow's to-do list? I did not. I have to do that still. Did I answer at least one story ask? I don't know. I don't think I did. Right now my story blogs are I'm focused on Tooth and Claw, and I don't think I've uploaded anything to that today. Oh, I didn't do any invoicing today either. I'm very behind today, which is why I'm doing a live stream of drawing at midnight when I am in fact not drawing. I'm just randomly going through my to-do list, but it's just that sort of day and that sort of stream. I don't even know how to begin making my to-do list for tomorrow. Everything got so crazy at the end of today when the governor made the announcement about schools. 'Cause yeah, I live in Ohio and I'm a teacher in Ohio. And we just got the news that all of our schools are canceled for the next 3 weeks. But of course that doesn't actually mean canceling. That just means e-learning and doing that kind of stuff. So now I have to figure out how the heck you do music classes through e-learning. Yay. But anyway, gonna draw something first though. Before I draw today's drawing, I do have to put proof on here of yesterday and the day before's because I didn't actually upload a video yesterday or the day before. Because I was tired and it's been a week. But also I ran over my sketchbook with my rolling chair earlier today, so that's why this drawing is a bit ruined now. But this is my What day is it? Is it Thursday? It is Thursday. I drew this on Tuesday. This was my Tuesday drawing of Roman and Remus. Yay. And this was my drawing yesterday. I know I said I was doing like full body figures in this series, but I wanted kind of a break from that, so I did a portrait instead. It's not the most detailed portrait I've ever done, but I think it turned out really nice. I think I captured Remus's expression pretty well. So yeah, I like how that turned out. So now I have to think of something to draw for today. Didn't really consider that, what that was going to be before I turned the camera on, but we're just winging it today. We're winging everything. We're winging life. It's fine. Everything's fine. So good. I think the only side I haven't drawn yet is Deceit. So, what the heck? Let's draw Deceit. I'm going to do a screenshot redraw because that's something I know how to do, and I am kind of too tired to try and add something new to my drawing, so I'm going to just draw Deceit, like in a portrait, the way that I drew Remus yesterday, and then on Friday or Saturday I will get back to drawing body figures again. But any drawing practice is still good drawing practice, as long as you're keeping those skills up, and because it's different principles with drawing your face versus drawing like a full body, but the basic concept of like everything is broken down into shapes and you have to figure out how those shapes go together. That's still the same. So I am counting it as still good practice, even if it's not full body figures, like I said at the beginning. Shout out to the 2 people watching right now. Hope you guys are enjoying my random rambling. Maybe you can put it on as some nice background noise. I'm talking in a very low voice again because my husband is in bed in the other room, so maybe it can be a nice chill time. Very super fun for everybody. I'm trying to pick a picture here of Deceit to draw. I opened the Can Line Be Good folder first, and there's honestly not a lot of good pictures of him in that are clear that it's him, because most of my shots of Deceit in Can Line Be Good are of him disguised as Patton, which isn't helpful for this purpose. So let's go back and look at the selfishness versus selflessness folder. What have we got in here? It occurs to me that I can't show you guys what screenshot that I pick, because I don't know how to show you guys what's on my screen. Maybe I'll show you on my phone in like selfie mode. We'll do that. That'll be a fun time. Let's see. We want a nice iconic looking Deceit. Oh, that one could be good. This is Taylor looks for a screenshot, the video. Taylor doesn't know what she is doing, but that's okay. We're doing this as a live stream because I didn't want to go to the trouble of editing a video. So we'll do this instead. It counts, says me. Deceit has a lot of good faces, but I don't know if I want to draw any of them. Oh, snaky boy, why must you be so snaky? The trouble with drawing a portrait of Deceit in like semi-realistic detail is all the scales. Let's see. Also, I hate drawing teeth, so I'm going to try and go with a closed-lipped one instead of an open mouth. He does a lot of... I can't do the thing. I can't do the snarl that Thomas can do. That's a nice, ooh, that's cool. I like the playing with the shadows there. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll do this one. That'll be good. The little snake man. Good little snake man for the soul. Here we go. Yeah, turn my alarm on, Siri. Why not? All right, so we're going to see if this works. I am going to draw that picture. Can you see? It's like really... All right, here's what we'll do. We'll take a picture, and then you can look at the picture in better detail. So we're doing this one, this one, this nice, lovely face. That's what we'll be drawing today. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my Tumblr as well. So if you want to see in like actual better detail what I'm looking at, it'll be this. There we go. Gonna try and draw this picture. If you wanna hang out while I do so. There we go. A skiddly boop. All right. So, gotta hydrate or dehydrate, as the kids say. And we're going to just jump right in with my, let me be a beauty vlogger here, with my 4H pencil. They do this so that it focuses on the product that's in their hand, but I'm just on my Mac webcam, so there's no autofocus. No, we die like men in this house, didn't I say that? Always. Now, the challenge with this is going to be his scales, his snake eye, the heavy shadows on the left side of his face, and the hat. So, just gonna go for it. Gonna go for it and draw the snake man. If I play copyrighted music, is YouTube going to kick me off forever? Probably. I'll find that copyright-free lo-fi playlist again and do that. Oh, I think I see someone in the chat. Hello. My screenshot reference is like half covering the chat, so I don't know how long ago that message popped up. I'm sorry. Alrighty. Here we go. Here's our first bit. Let's see. I know I have a royalty-free playlist on here somewhere. Where did it go? Come back. There we go. Royalty-free. There. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I can hear it, and that gives me something to focus on the side. So we're going to call that a win. All right. We start off with a nice chin. Now, yesterday I drew, when I was drawing Remus, I ended up having to redo the head 3 times because I drew the head shape perfectly right the first time, but then the features inside it I drew too small for the head. So I had to keep like shrinking the skull around it. So gonna try and avoid that mistake this time. We all kind of headcanon that Deceit has floofy hair underneath his hat. And I know it's just a headcanon, but I really hope that that's true because he just looks like he'd have nice floofy hair. He's got it like swept back underneath the brim of his hat. We don't really ever get to see him without it. Where are my erasers? I still have not gotten an eraser, so I'm still like awkwardly using other pencils that have erasers on them. I could just draw with one of those, but no, I bought these nice actual drawing pencils, and by golly, I'm going to use them. I'm going to be very interested to listen back to this later and find out exactly how quiet I am actually being, because I'm doing my best to be quiet, but I don't know if people can even hear me. Like the video if you can hear me. That's what people do, right? All right. Well, that's a head, all right. And that is a hat brim, I do believe. Sort of, maybe, kind of, almost. Hats are weird, man. Although, for someone who's like, my head is not built for hats, Thomas looks pretty good in a bowler hat. As the snake man, the snake boy. I'm going to get the hat out of the way first. So we got the brim up here. And that curls around like this. Oh, is it buffering? I don't know if it's you or me either. My internet's not the greatest, but it's decent. I usually don't have too bad of an issue when it comes to, like, when I'm watching live streams. So, yeah. Here, I'm going to type that response just in case you didn't hear. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was me, but it also is probably just as likely that it's you, because I usually don't have too bad of an issue buffering on watching, at least. I don't know how it would differ streaming. I can't tell the shape of the hat because it cuts off in the screenshot. That's fun. Hats just kind of always make your head look a little taller too, which is weird. But there, that's good enough, I think. That's a reasonable approximation of a hat that I will accept. There we go. There's one like on this video, so at least one person can hear me. Alrighty. Now we need to draw his ear. So his hair comes, this part right here is his hair. And that kind of comes down like that. And then his ear pops out right under the brim of the hat. He has very straight ears, which honestly makes them easier to draw. So that's nice. I also get to find out tomorrow from my husband how loud I'm being, whether or not he can hear me. We did a little test to see if he could hear me, and he couldn't at first, but who knows how it's different now that he's actually lying down and trying to sleep. I can see there's like mic lines, I guess, at the bottom of my screen, and they are very low. So I guess I'm doing something right by being quiet, but also something wrong depending on who you ask. But I'm going to defer, to the actual person who lives here over viewers on the internet. So if you can't hear me, sorry. Not much I can do about it. This is what I get for starting so late. In my defense, though, I got home very late today. I usually have I teach private flute lessons, and I usually get home earlier than this on Thursdays, but on this particular occasion, we rescheduled our lesson to be later, and as such, I did not get home until 7 o'clock, and so evening just kind of snuck up on me. I'm probably not going to completely finish this drawing, to be honest. I mostly wanted just to have some video evidence of the previous 2 days' drawings up and done, and at least a drawing started, so that I'm not breaking my streak of drawing every day. And showing proof of it. And I did upload those other drawings to Instagram with the Marchus Honest tag, so there is still evidence of that. But I wanted to make sure that I was getting a YouTube video up as well, because that is where I think the main kind of focus of the challenge is. Hey, but look at that. We have something here that looks kind of like a snake. Not like an actual snake, but like a snake man. It doesn't really look like the snake man, but it looks like a guy in a hat. So that's good enough for me. It's very faint. You probably can't see super well, but I am using my lightest pencil lead because it is easier to erase and make errors with that you can easily fix in the beginning. This is going to be a heavily shadowed piece. His whole scale side is in like deep, deep shadow, which is one reason that I picked this picture, because when they're super, super in shadow, you don't have to draw as many scales. Oh, welcome, welcome. I'm glad that it's working for you now. Yeah, it can be a fickle thing. We tried to do a seminar, a web seminar at work on Monday. That was a absolute disaster. So hopefully this goes at least smoother than that did. Hello, Lo, welcome. How y'all doing? Ooh, Meryl Streep, good choice. I really loved her in Into the Woods. I like Meryl Streep kind of in general, but like Into the Woods is my favorite musical, and then she played my favorite character in the movie version of that musical, so like that specifically has a special place in my heart, very much. Noses and mouths and also eyes are all the worst, so basically just humans. Humans are the worst. That is what we've determined on this fine day. Let's see, what's your nose doing other than being heavily shadowed? Let's see, it's coming out just a little bit because that's where your nostril is. We gotta have our nostril. Oh wait, this is deceit. He's got the snake makeup on his nose, but I can't see that from this angle, so we're going to ignore it. I wish I could draw too, which is one reason why I'm doing this. I can kind of draw, and I decided I'm going to try and get better at it. So that is the purpose of all this, me trying to get better at drawing. To be fair, what I'm doing right now, I'm a little bit better at doing than what I've been doing in the past. So what I've been doing this month, these like figure sketches that I've been doing this month, I am not as good at those per se, even though I really like how this one turned out. I'm not as good as those as I am at what I'm currently doing, which is a portrait. So this is what I've got so far of Mr. D. I'm basically doing this, but to deceit. I don't know why I'm torturing myself with his scales, but I am. So. Ugh. Don't touch your eyes, they say. Look, I just showered. My hands are very clean. And I'm about to be quarantined for 3 weeks anyway, so it doesn't matter. Is that nose big enough? It doesn't look big enough. I always draw them too small because I'm afraid of drawing them too big, but that definitely isn't big enough. So we're going to draw it bigger. Let's see. Yeah, no, because the brim of the hat is right here. And it comes down. Eyebrows are. Have I got the ears right? I've got the ears in the right place for sure. So let's use the ears. Yeah, I'm talking to myself mostly. Let's see. The ears, the eyebrows are like right above the top of the ears. So like the eyebrows are here-ish. In his poor cross little expression. He's a very cross boy, cross snake. Got those lines right there. And then, so I had the nose definitely in the right place. I just don't think it was big enough. Have it come down just a little more. It's barely, honestly, it was barely too small. It was probably about right. But I'm going to change it anyway. Because I'm a perfectionist. That's honestly, I attribute a lot of my existing artistic ability to perfectionism. Which is both an asset and a curse. Sometimes it serves me well. Sometimes it doesn't allow me to finish things because I'm not happy with them, no matter how much I work on them. But getting better at kind of trying to let things be, live in their current state. Learning new things about myself, about the world. Let's see. Noses always look so stupid when they're isolated, but what can you do? You know, actually, nope, that looks all right. That looks decently all right. Let's just round that out a little bit there. And then we've got that. All right. There. Again, it's really hard to see, I know. It's very light pencil lead, but we've got to start. Now I'm going to like read the chat because you guys kept talking when I was staring at my notebook. There we go. Cool. All right. What is this on my paper? Is that a pencil mark? I don't know. It's like not erasing. Whatever. It's on the snake side anyway. It doesn't matter. That side is allowed to be a mess. All right. Let's just go down from the nose. He's got a very defined whatever this part is called. This is your Cupid's bow, but I don't know what this is called. But whatever it is, Thomas has a very defined one. So honestly, that does make drawing it a lot easier on people who don't have a very defined one. When you're trying to draw them with pencil, drawing those details in can sometimes look weird and like oddly forced. But Thomas has a super defined Cupid's bow, and honestly, because of that, his are probably the easiest lips I've ever drawn of any YouTuber that I've ever tried to do a semi-realistic portrait of which there have been a few. I've done Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and Peanut Butter Gamer in the past. And now this is my second one of Thomas. So his lips are definitely easier than other people's just because of that Cupid's bow definition that he's got going on. No, I agree. He does have pretty lips. Hashtag no aloe. But yeah. He's a very aesthetically pleasing person. I think that even people who aren't attracted to guys can see that. I am attracted to guys, but only romantically, not sexually. Asexual. Got my asexual mug. It came in the mail. I've been straight all my life, but you know, there's always tomorrow, amigo. Oh, look, it's tomorrow. Love that mug. Got it off Writing Prompts' Teespring. I think that campaign is over now, but I really enjoy that mug. You know, I'm not going to be happy with that until I draw the other half, so we're just going to draw the other half. Because it looks weird, but that's only because it isn't balanced. Yeah, I saw that post like on the 27th, and it was like ends the 28th, and it was like midnight, and I was like, I want it. So I got it. Okay, hang on, no. You're not. There's something going wrong here. Let's see. There we go. There we go. This is the part that's fun because you just get to stare at the top of my head. At least it's freshly washed. Not brushed, but washed. I'm a functioning adult. There we go. That's looking better. Deceit has such a disdainful expression on his face in this picture, which can be hard to capture sometimes. But I think I did a pretty good job with Remus yesterday. Remus is very, like, in that picture. It is from one of his more offended moments in that video. So it ended up turning out all right. So gonna give this a shot. Yeah, I agree with 3's points from that post about why. Because, like, I'm Ace, and I still think Logan is the sexiest. And just, like, objectively, I think Logan is the sexiest, and then Deceit, then Virgil, then Remus, then Roman, then Patton. Yeah, I think that's probably how I would rank them. Not in attractiveness, just in sexiness. What are your lips doing right there? What wonderful timing you have, Mishu. Let's see, it's going up, down, up. Okay. So we'll just draw that curve right there. Then up, around, right there, curving down, and curving around. I'm sorry, did that song just say pineapple? All right. This is why you don't turn your paper too much, kids. You'll end up drawing your line at the completely wrong place. Okay, I think that top one, though, is actually all right. Almost done with the lips, and then I'll show you another picture of it. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to actually stream, like, what I'm doing. The reason I stopped trying to do those types of videos, though, for this whole challenge thing was I didn't want to keep balancing my phone on top of my empty Crofter's jar collection. Which, yes, I have an empty Crofter's jars collection because I have like 5 of these. Oh wait, this is I pulled the one normal one out. I keep a bunch of the ones that are this size because most of them are this one. Because this is actually really good, and now this is my favorite jam brand because it's really good. I'm actually wearing my Logan tank top because I had it in my head I was going to do yoga tonight. Don't know if I'm going to or not. Probably will do just like a 5-minute cool down or something before bed so I can check it off my list, but I'm not going to end up like doing anything like substantial probably. But I put in a little bit of effort, and that's what really matters. Which is what this is. This is me being like, hey, I didn't want to edit a video, but hey, I'm still doing something. I'm doing something. Don't know what it is, but I'm doing something. All right, Deceit. Mr. Flat-lipped Deceit. That looks really weird, but it's only because it's so in shadow in the picture and I haven't added the shadows yet. So we're gonna live with it. Gonna live with our choices, as we are meant to do. What is going on? Part of the problem, he's got this big shadow right here, so I can't see what the sides of his lips are doing. It occurs to me, though, that it doesn't hugely matter, because since that is the snake side of him, I can just draw the makeup line going up, and that doesn't have to be accurate, because that is also in shadow in this picture. There's a lot that's in shadow in this picture. Why did I do this to myself? Let's see. We're going to cut right there. That side is definitely the darker one. The dark side. I'm sure they did that on purpose with the lighting, but all the shadow in this shot is all on the snake side of his face. There we go. That's a little bit better. Just add a little bit of something to it to make it look less horrific, and then I'm okay with it to move on, at least a little bit. Lips always end up looking too harsh, especially when there's nothing else on there, but we're gonna leave it for now and move on so that I'm not up all night. We're going to draw that neck while we're at it. There we go. Here's what we've got so far. He has no eyes, so don't look for them. They're not there. You're not just seeing really faint pencil. The eyes are, in fact, not there. Yeah, the back, like, they turn the lights off, like, in the rest of the room and everything to give him, like, a dark backdrop, which looked really cool. All right, eyes and forehead lines. You've got some forehead lines on you, Mr. D. You are an angry snake. All right, I've got the bottom shape of the eyebrow there, actually. We just got to do the top, which tapers right there. Oddly enough, Deceit has bushier eyebrows than Remus. I don't think that's actually true. I think it's just the angles of the pictures that I'm using, but it looks like he's got bushier eyebrows than my reference picture of Remus yesterday. Now those feel too high, though. Oh, that's because they without a doubt are. That is 100% too high. Trust your gut. You're usually right. This should be the top, not the bottom. Oh, that looks better already. Just knowing that that's the top. That looks better. And I don't ever do my eyebrows, but I sort of treat drawing eyebrows the way that I see beauty bloggers treat doing their eyebrows. And by that I mean they always talk about like feathering them out and like using a spoolie to like feather them out. I kind of treat eyebrows the same way. It's like you don't really got to be precise with your lines on eyebrows. Like you can kind of draw a basic shape underneath it, but then just like feather it out. And on bits where it needs to be darker, darken it up a little bit, and then on where the part, like on the inner brow where it's a little lighter, just take your eraser and feather that up. If you erase too much, go back over it with the pencil again. It's all a process. This is not a tutorial, by the way. You should not assume that it is. I don't know what I'm doing. I am 100% self-taught. Nothing that I should be taken as any sort of gospel. I merely have done a few drawings in my day and have learned what doesn't work, as well as a few things that do. Also, I will randomly sing along to my background music. No, you cannot stop me. I don't know what's happening to his eyebrow. I got too obsessed with it, and now I'm just in overcorrection land. Maybe if I draw the eye underneath it, I will feel better. Now, this eye has got a crease right here because he's a frowny boy. All right, so that's the lid. That needs to be lighter. Alrighty, there we go. Nice and light. That looks really harsh right now, but it's only because the other line isn't there yet. All right, time to draw the eye, kiddos. I've become patent. I'm just saying kiddos, not knowing how old anybody is or whether I'm older or younger than anybody, but too late. It's just the word we're using now. We're just going for it. Oh, that is absolutely not the right shape. See, I keep doing that. I keep tilting my book. Shouldn't do that. Probably, but also, like, who knows? I'm a very median age in terms of fandom people. Like, I could name you several who are younger than me, like several who are younger, but also several who are older. Heck, B is older than me, if only by a few months to a year. I don't know exactly how far apart we are, but I do know that she's older. All right, it's just, it was tilted too far down is what it was. Is that better? You feel like a better eye now, Mr. Snake? Well, now it's too low, and it's trying to match the crease too much. Because it has a mind of its own. There we go. Nope, no lyrics. Just in case. I don't trust. Yeah, and in that case, I'm older than all y'all. I could technically be your teacher, but not actually, because all my students are 8th graders and under. But that doesn't mean I couldn't be a high school teacher, just that I'm not. I'm a middle school teacher and elementary school. That's what happens when you're a music teacher. You teach everything. Especially if you're at a small school. If you go to a bigger school, you can kind of get away with just being the elementary school music teacher, or just the middle school choir teacher, or just the high school band teacher. When you go to a small school, you teach everything. So that's usually what I tell people. I'm like, oh, I teach K through 8 everything. And they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, it means I do kindergarten music, 1st grade music, 2nd grade music, 3rd grade music, 4th grade music, 5th grade music, 5th grade band, 7th grade music, 6th through 8th grade choir, 6th through 8th grade band, after school children's choir, after school spotlight drama junior, after school spotlight drama senior, different drama clubs for little kids versus middle school kids, and youth chimes choir. And because we're a Christian school, I also do the worship in chapel. And I'm a part-timer. Our system is so fun. No, for real though. I hold nothing against anybody for that. It's one of those things where it's like it shouldn't be a part-time job, but the way that it's structured, it is. So that's just kind of how it is right now. That'll probably change in the future. I don't know if I will still be there by the time it changes, but it will probably change eventually. It's gonna have to. That program isn't very sustainable, but it's fine. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it. Been trying to do this eye for like 5 minutes. Is there a bug in here or is it raining? It's raining. Cool. Alrighty. Oh, that was too deep. You know what? That's fine. Actually, he's got some shadow under the eyes there. So we'll just take that under and go with it. All right, and he's sort of got this, you can, all right. He's very done in this picture. I feel like I remember using this picture specifically in a theory about deceit, because it's this little moment where the mask he's wearing, or the facade of his like overconfident, like self, where it kind of breaks for a minute and you just see through it and you see his utter just doneness with the whole situation, with the way that everybody's acting, with the way that Thomas is treating parts of himself, and with the way that Thomas is treating his own wants. And he's like, okay, you want to play? We gonna play. It's also in such shadow that you really can't tell where the pupil is versus the iris, but that's fine. We're just gonna do it all dark and hope it doesn't look too bad. It'll be fine. Everything's all right. Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. That is 100% fine. He's so done. Like, even with only one eye done, he's just so like, really? All right. Oh, the other eye is the snake one. Fun. I feel like his chin is too big now. Yeah, no, his chin's too big. This always happens. All right, bringing it in. I like the jawline, though, so we're going to keep that. And we're just going to take that down and take that in. Nope, that's too small. Right there. There we go. All right, there we go. So I don't know if you can see, but I've changed some lines. You can still see the old one underneath it. But now I'm going to erase that so that I'm left with just the new ones. So this happens to me a lot when I draw these portraits. I will draw the shape of the head correctly, but then the proportions inside the head will not end up fitting the size of the head. And that's one reason why you want to draw everything really, really light, is because you can use the lines that you drew before as a guide for reshaping everything, and then erase them really easily. So there we go. That's a much better proportioned jaw versus eyes. All right, he's got scales going all up through here, which I am not going to get into detail with tonight because it's already almost 1 a.m. and I'm not out of work just yet. We've got one more day of classes and then a work day before the whole quarantine thing happens. So I still need to get a decent night's sleep. But the eyebrow is about right here, and there's makeup over his eyebrow, but it's like still a thing. It's still there. So we're just gonna mirror the other side because it's also in shadow and hard to see. But we're just gonna kind of go with it. Can you guys hear that? It's raining hard outside. I kind of like it, to be honest. It's very chill. All right, where's my purse? Is it in here? It is not. Great. All right, well, I'll just wait. Wanted to see if I had any ibuprofen because I have this headache that's not going away, but it's fine. Yeah, he is. It's like a greenish yellow. I'm reading back the chat now. I know this was a while ago, but like his eye is like lime green or like lime yellow. It's very hard to tell which exactly it is, but it is sort of that brightness. It's so hard to tell the shape of the eyebrow when you can't see it because it's so dark. It's so dark in this picture. I feel like that's part of it. I feel like sorry, I went quiet there for a sec. I'm thinking about eyebrows for real. Actually, that's what I'm thinking about is eyebrows and this nose and how they kind of all fit together. And I think I'm changing the side of the face just a little bit because this is that slightly angle. So changing that a little bit more to reflect that, and that should make it a little easier to see what's happening there. Because the eyebrow, it starts right here because it's like if yeah, because he's like at this angle, and my eyebrows are thinner right here than Thomas's are, but there's when you turn your face to about right here, do you see how the bridge of my nose, the eyebrow goes right onto it? That's because your brow bone turns down in to your nose. But in this particular angle, because he's frowning like this, the brow is flush against the side of the nose, right like that. So that was one reason why I couldn't get the eyebrow to look right. I was drawing it too far away from this part of the nose. Also, we have like a whole triangle shadow thing happening down here. There we go. That's kind of where the shadow is. Just going to color that in super fast. And then there's a deeper eyebrow line right there. And There we go. There we go. We're making progress now. Also, this whole side of the face is in shadow. Think about the shadows. It doesn't necessarily matter what it looks like underneath it because it's all just black. And at least when you're doing pencil drawings. You never want to shade with black with like actual colors or digital or anything like that. It doesn't look good. But when you're doing this pencil sketch, yeah, it's kind of all dark, all blackness. There we go. Shadow, shadow, shadow. All up through here, through the side. And then also the shadow is also scale. There we go. Let's get an eye in there. Now the eye is very heavily lidded because snake. But also it's still a human. Because that's the thing too, it's not actually more heavily lidded, just the extra pink eyeshadow makes it look like it's more heavily lidded, especially since there's a lot of pink eyeshadow, but there's no mascara. He has no mascara on that eye. So the lashes, and he has kind of light lashes, the lashes just kind of blend into the eye and are hidden, which is a really cool effect. Props to Talon for that makeup design because it is beautiful. And I don't know what I'm talking about with makeup really either, any more than I know what I'm talking about with literally anything else except for music because I have a degree in that. But it is impressive for sure. There we go. Hey, that looks like a face now. Always exciting when you get two eyes and a nose and a mouth because then you're like, hey, if nothing else, that looks like a face. Also going to be interesting to see how we're going to do this whole snake eye situation in black and white, differentiating from the shadow. But I'm not going to fret about that tonight because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So we're just going to do the pupil for now. Sneaky snake. There's a nice slit pupil. There's a highlight right next to it. And there's our lime green eye around. He looks extremely like very, very done, especially now that he has two eyes. He's just like, are you effing kidding me? I cannot believe you right now. He is so over it. He's over all of y'all. And it's wonderful. There we go. Hey, hey, hey. I see a snake. It's not looking 100% done by any means, but it is a start. And I like its start so far. I'm gonna real quick stick his collar on and then show you guys what I've got so far before I head off to bed. There we go. The nice thing about his capelet, nice and simple shapes with that. Here we go. This is my concentration face. Calming down like that. Yep, it's definitely at an angle like that. We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. You can do anything that you want to do. Total power. If you guys haven't listened to the remix of Bob Ross, you should. Just look it up. Just look up Bob Ross PBS remix and be blessed. Because that is the purest, most wonderful content that the world has ever seen. There we go. Is that a snake boy? I think it might be a snake boy. And bringing it round down. Right there. Well, you can't hardly see the hat. I'm going to darken that hat just a little bit and make it clear that that is his hair coming out of that. There we go. There we go. One more line and then y'all can see. All right. It looks kind of weird with all of this is just lines for right now. It looks better in person, I promise. But this is my progress so far on our snake boy. He's looking pretty good. He's looking very over the whole situation that he's found himself in. I'm probably going to finish this tomorrow, do the scales and do the shadows and all of that stuff. Probably adjust the chin for the 5th time. Because I'm never 100% happy with what's going on through there. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Very happy with that. You know what I should do? Before we go, I have around here somewhere. Here we go. I have these random colored pencils. Let's see if any of them match what we're going for with D here. Now, this would be my first guess. All right, and now let's see what this one looks like. Nope, that's definitely way too yellow. I feel like the pink is going to be too pink. Well, maybe if we do it light. What if we did that under that? All right, yeah, no, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. I'm solving how am I going to differentiate this from the shadow right now. Also, as the certified adult in the room, I feel the need to say, if it is sleep time for you, you should probably sleep. It is sleep time for me. I am not sleeping. Do as I say, not as I do. Just because I am an adult doesn't mean I am a smarter functioning one. But you can do better than me. You can be better. For real though. Like, don't just stay up for this. If you gotta go to bed, if you gotta do something important, do that. That's much more important. All right, and it gets darker over here, so I'm gonna add the darker pink. All right, scrub that through. All right, maybe a little purple in there in that darker spot. All right, and then just because we're already here, I'm gonna throw in a little lime green onto that eye. Nice, nice. We're gonna line her with the purple. Scrub a little bit of yellow in there. And get the 3B. For the pupil. There. Now he's a snake. He's a snaky boy. Where did my beak go? I just had it. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna take that in onto the other eye just so that they match. There we go. There we go. I'm not committing hardcore to these shadows necessarily, but I'm just gonna lightly go over them with my darker lead just so that I can see a little more clearly what is a shadow and what is a future scale. These are future scales. But this is a shadow that covers the scales, making them invisible. As is this. And this. And we've got some shadow under here too. Just enough to remind you that this is in fact a neck. There. Still very much a work in progress, but a little bit more progress than before. I am officially going to call it now because I'm tired and I need to go to bed because it's 1:15 in the morning and I still have to go to work tomorrow. So, gonna call it there. Gonna save our screenshot for later. What just fell? It was a pen. We can live with that. All right, I'm gonna take a picture. Excuse me. All that hydration. There it goes again. All that hydration. It wants to come back up. Gonna take a nice picture for the gram. Mostly for the daily post aspect of this whole thing. Are you gonna come on? There you go. Stop color correcting. It's always validating when Apple recognizes your drawing as a face and tries to do its face recognition on it. All right, though, I do believe that is going to be about it. I'm done for the night. I will finish this up tomorrow, and hopefully it'll look good. I'm very tired and I have a headache. I love you all very much. Mwah. Goodbye. Have a wonderful evening. We're gonna stop it there. All right. Good night. Good night. Good night. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night. Da 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 da. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. Look down, you're here until you die. Musical mashups are always funny. Good night, good night. Have a lovely day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever your time zone. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.